Hello and welcome to the root of all stuff. It's been a while. Josh, my co-host, with me as always. How you doing, brother?
Hello, world. I'm still here.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone.
Yeah,
And I know it's been a while. We've been on hiatus since fucking April. So, and we're sorry about that. We know, yeah, our bad, but we was living the 2020 life just like all of you. A lot of things happened in the world. A lot of things happened locally. A lot of things happened personally. For I'm pretty sure everyone at this point. It was just a shit year. And Josh, I'm gonna let you go ahead and comment on today's episode.
Today we're going to be pretty much discussing just the year in review and how it absolutely sucked ass for the entire world.
Indeed,
We're gonna we're gonna
it's
we're gonna hit on several things, most notably the elephant in the room of the coronavirus
yeah,
and how it has absolutely shut the entire world down.
yeah.
Uh, may hit on politics a little bit or lack thereof.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it is. As of the recording of this, it's January 9th, 2021. So, yeah, we do have a new president on his way in come January 20th.
Yes, we
So,
do.
so yeah, we might hit on that as well when we get on down the line and get to all the things that might piss some people off, but that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, as I've told you before in earlier episodes, but no one is entitled to their own facts. And sometimes the truth hurts and it just pisses you off. But you know what? You got to get over it, guys.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I pulled up here a site on it's New York Daily News. And I'm sure immediately, immediately I'm going to have some people, oh, fake news, oh, the media, blah, blah, blah. Again, opinions, not facts.
Exactly.
So these are the facts. These are what's going to matter, despite your delusions of grandeur and you know cognitive dissonance and Dunning Kruger effect. So many are suffering from these days. Um, so let's just run down this list. It only goes, it looks like, to July, but that's fine because plenty of shit happened, including hey, our first episodes of this show, which, hey, that's one good thing we can pull from 2020. The root
Yeah,
of all
absolutely.
stuff got started. My boy Josh here, who I lovingly refer to as Dutch, has agreed to come back and help me out with this since even after this long hiatus and a bunch of bullshit we've all had to deal with. So thank you for that, sir. So
Always.
let's start here on January 1st, the first damn day one of 2020. U.S. troops fired tear gas and rubber bullets at protesters, support, supporters of an Iranian backed militia at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, Iraq. President Trump says Iran will be held accountable a day earlier. The Chinese government announced it was investigating an outbreak of a respiratory illness in the central city of Wuhan. Oh, does that mean that, oh, look, they created it? Oh, it's made in a lab. No, assholes.
It's engineered.
Someone ate a bat. Poor decisions. No conspiracy theories. That is what it is. And imagine
Oh,
that.
good.
Imagine that day one, a turd right in a fucking punch bowl. Just like right away. So January 3rd, January 3rd, U.S. drone strikes Baghdad International Airport and kills Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, leader of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Quds Force. I can't pronounce this shit. Anyway, but yeah, so we killed the Iranian general Soleimani, and that caused a bunch of uproar. January 5th, 5 people are killed and 60 are injured after a bus crashes with multiple semi trucks on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So, all right, we're not even a week into the year yet, and just turds being flung everywhere. Just
I mean, it's almost like, everybody got together and was like, you know what? We really need to throw a shit show.
and God, 2020 was a shit. It was the gift that kept on giving for people who love shit shows. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of like a gift from that uncle that you never see because he's not allowed around.
Yeah, he ain't allowed within 1,000 feet of a school either.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Yeah.
So January 6th, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issues first travel warnings for Americans visiting China. January 8th, Iran launches missiles at 2 Iraqi bases with American military personnel. I wonder why. Uh,
Mm.
several, several are injured. Hours later, Iranian military shoots down Ukraine International Airlines Flight 752 shortly after takeoff from Tehran, killing all 176 people on board. Again, what a beginning to an infinitely shitty year. Just
And I mean, the curtains ain't even drawn all the way back
right,
yet.
right. Like this is that was all of that week one. Like all of
One
that was the
one week
first
ago.
week in January 2020,
That's it.
and like 1 week. We didn't even like we're a quarter of the way through the first month. Like, damn it, guys. All right. So January, yeah, January 8th, Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle announced to step back from duties as members of the British royal family. I'd about forgot all about that. You know why? Because so much shit has happened between then and now. It feels like that happened years ago, not just a year ago.
That's no
That was
joke.
like yesterday was the year anniversary of that. So once that's been a while, it feels like, but it really hasn't. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and just get on with skip a few days here. All right. So let's just hop into the middle of January here, about January 16th. January 16th, the US begins screening airline passengers arriving from Wuhan. January 20th, the first case of coronavirus, a 35-year-old Washington man who returned from China days earlier is reported in the US. So there's ground zero for the massive shit sandwich we all know as COVID-19 that has been just awful. January 22nd. Oh, hold on. Yep, we'll go to that. January 22nd, 2 days later. Or, yeah. Opening arguments in the Senate impeachment trial begin. Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, for you who are all, I don't know, living under a rock in 2020 or, whatever, wasn't paying attention, Donald Trump got impeached by the House and then acquitted by the Senate. Imagine that. Um, so, sorry, we'll get into political stuff in a little while. So we'll wait for that. Yeah, opening arguments for the Senate impeachment trial began. In Davos, Switzerland, President Trump downplays coronavirus. We have it on quote. This is a quote directly from Donald Trump. We have it under control. It's going to be just fine. He tells a reporter during the press conference. China quarantines entire city of Wuhan. So, yeah, don't worry. It's not going to be bad.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
Don't be
don't
crazy.
worry. I heard it's just gonna go away when it gets warm in about April. April Fools. Anyway, April Fool. Sorry. I know. I keep spinning into that political shit we're gonna get to in a little while, and I know I got people just seething right now that are listening to this, but you know what?
Well,
You ain't.
the thing about free speech
Mm-hmm.
is It doesn't matter if you agree.
Right.
Uh,
Well, that's the thing. They love that rhetoric when it fits their bias or their narrative, you know. But people tend to forget that just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean I can't say
yeah,
it or that it isn't true. You
you
know,
can
like I
have
said, just
you
because
cannot
you,
have your facts.
I'm sorry, say that again.
You can have your opinion, but you cannot have your facts.
Bingo, exactly. Like, you know, regard it does not matter. I could sincerely believe that a fairy's gonna fly out of Josh's ass in the next 5 seconds. Does that make it true? Let's wait and see. Three, two, one. Any fairies?
Nope.
Oh, you're a liar. This is a conspiracy. No. Sorry. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm itching to get at that shit. And I know I got some people that are just seething right now. But you know what? If you're pissed off right now, you're the ones I'm talking about. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a long ride for you today. It's going to be a long ride. So, shit, what day was I on, Josh? Do you even know?
No.
January. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're still in January, by the way. We still ain't got through freaking month one of all this shit. Oh, so let's see. Let's go to January 22nd. Just no, that was the impeachment trial. So that's the day I was on. So January 24th, President Trump writes his first tweet about the pandemic. Quote: China has been working very hard to contain the coronavirus. He said that, guys. The United States greatly appreciates their efforts and transparency. It will all work out well. In particular, on behalf of the American people, I want to thank President Xi. Talking about Xi Jinping, president of China. That was a quote directly from Donald Trump. Big old fact. You can all go on YouTube, whatever website streaming site you want to look that up and see him say it. Or sorry, that was a tweet. Go to Twitter, look up his history, and there it is. It's not like I'm just pulling this out, or it's not like, oh, the fake media, they're just against him. Yeah. See, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard not to go there. I'm already there, I know, but I gotta step back for a second, so maybe I can retain a few people for maybe some enlightenment. All right, so let's see. January 26th. That's an unfortunate one. Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and 7 others die in a helicopter crash in California. Billie Eilish, though, wins Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and the Best New Artist in the Grammy Awards. So there's that. And yeah, man, Kobe Bryant. That's a
Much
shame.
love.
Yeah, hell of a baller, man. Hell of a baller.
Hmm.
All right. January 29th, White House announces creation of coronavirus task force.
In January what?
January 29th was they announced the creation of the coronavirus task force.
A month
Not
after
even
the
quite.
review.
Yeah. So, let's see. January 30th, the World Health Organization that coronavirus outbreak declares the coronavirus outbreak a public health emergency of international concern. Hey, look at that. They were right. Imagine all those, asshole scientists and all their, medical training are being correct about everything they've told us. Um, Josh, for the video audience, they're gonna love this. Don't forget, we have some audio only. Josh is over here making faces, guys. So if you can't see it and you're listening in your car, on your or wherever you listen to your podcast, this will also be on YouTube. so, let's see. That was the 30th. So January 31st. Holy shit, we finally got to the last day of month one. Of month one. January 31st. President Trump bans travel from China. Wait, who did that? President Trump bans travel from China with some with some exceptions. Brexit, also on January 31st. Brexit becomes official, and the UK begins the process of formally withdrawing from the European Union. Another brilliant call. And for those of you who are hearing the animals in my house right now, I'm sorry. I know it can be annoying to listen to background things while someone's or while you're listening to a podcast to someone. You're just like, geez, man, can you not get that under control? No, I really can't. I'm in my house with currently, let's see, 5 females and like 17 friggin' animals that I only own one of, which is Coop back here behind me. It's a yeah, yeah. Bear with me for the background noise today, guys. It's there's literally nothing I can do about it and still get this out. I'm sorry.
Well, see, here's the thing about that. The background noise, the this, the that, the other, the little quirks.
Yeah.
That tells you we're real. We're real
Mhm.
people. We're not doing this for show or because somebody told us to.
Right,
This us.
right. We're just hopping on here, talking about things in real life, talking about what we're interested in, what we think you guys would like to hear. Um, any listeners are much appreciated, but we're not getting paid for this at all. We just do this because we like to do it. Um, and if you enjoy it, great. We greatly appreciate you. We love our audience, and hope that you'll keep listening. And hopefully the content will get better, and hopefully eventually I'll be able to control the chaos that goes on. But that might be a delusion of grandeur on my part as far as logical fallacies, which we've had an episode on before.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. So yeah, finally, last day, Trump bans the travel from China with some exceptions. Okay, so let's go. Let's go. We're finally out of the first month, dude. Let's see. February 2nd, Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl against the 49ers on February 2nd. Hey, that was a I'm sorry for 49ers fans. I'm not a Chiefs fan necessarily, right? But that was just hey, one day that America actually one pastime America actually got to do last year was watch the Super Bowl before everything turned to shit. Um, let's see. February 3rd, Pete Buttigieg wins the Iowa caucus after securing one more state delegate elector than Bernie Sanders, despite Sanders receiving several thousand more votes. Well, let's see. February 4th, President Trump delivers the State of the Union address. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, tears up a copy of Trump's speech. The Diamond Princess cruise ship docks and is quarantined in Yokohama Bay, Japan, or in Yokohama, Japan. So yeah, now I got people just I'm sure just from hearing that. Now all I've done here, guys, is report a fact in reality that happened. Now I know there's someone out there seething, so pissed off that I mentioned it. Not even it's not even me, guys. Like that just happened. I didn't say any opinions one way or the other on that. That's just the fact. Okay. So let's see. I'm sure there's people out there on both ends like Pelosi. Yeah, things we hear constantly.
That's my thing. You got people on both sides that are going to war at each other, and I'm just
Oh,
standing back laughing at both of them.
well, yeah.
It's
One side a little more than the other. I gotta say,
yeah,
to try to compare the two would be one of those other logical fallacies, a fallacy
yeah,
of false equivalency.
yeah.
Um, but
Both sides have their flaws,
right.
some more than
And
others.
again, hold on. Again, we're about to pedal off into the politics. We will get there, guys. I promise that we'll go into that a little bit today, and I'm sure piss a lot of people off. But hey, that's okay. And remember, don't forget, this is not a one-sided thing where we just talk and nobody ever gets to respond or tell us what they think. Remember, you can contact us at therootofallstuff@gmail.com. The root of all stuff, one word, @gmail.com. Send us an email. We'll be glad to respond. We might even have you on the show. And we're open to debate and talk with anyone. We're not a closed-minded source here. We bring on feedback. That would be great. And
Oh yeah,
also, don't forget to comment if you just want to talk about or let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know something you want to do. You want us to do an episode about something like that. Okay, so moving on. February 5th, the Senate acquits President Trump after voting against subpoenaing witnesses. Uh, so they had a trial, or the Senate's version of a trial for the impeachment, and they decided that we don't need any witnesses, we don't need any facts, including all right. So after voting against subpoenaing witnesses, including John Bolton, we all know he probably had a few things to say. Republican Mitt Romney is the only Republican to vote for removal. Wow, imagine that.
Hmm.
Hmm. All right, we're gonna hold off. Good job, Romney. February 6th. NASA astronaut Christina, it's either Koch or Koch. I'm not sure how she pronounces it, but astronaut Christina Koch or Koch. I'm sorry to her for butchering her name right there. I'm sorry. Uh, um, the world's worst at pronunciations. Let's see. Returns to Earth after 328 days in space. A record for a woman, longest woman in space. And I just messed her name up. That's great. Way to go, Kevin. Well, so, hey, another plus. Hey, another good thing that happened, I really want to shed light on. There was some good things that happened in 2020. We showed up, and I know some people are like, "What the hell is he talking about? That wasn't a good thing. That was just another shitty thing in 2020." And maybe that's your opinion, but in my opinion, and I hope in Josh's opinion, and I hope in your opinion as the audience, it was a positive for you as well. It wasn't, a shitty experience. And if it is, just remember, I mean, you don't have to listen. We would prefer you do, and we appreciate you listening. But if you get pissed off, nobody's holding a gun to your head, guys. I mean, just
And
so
you don't necessarily have to agree with us, but
right,
we will teach you something. Hopefully.
yeah, and we're also open to learning things. Like we're not saying we know it all. Like I matter of fact know very little in my opinion. I'm open minded. I'm skeptical yet open minded. You can come at me with a claim and I will hear it. I may be skeptical of it until you provide some evidence for it, but I'm open minded. I'm not stuck on one thing or the other until there's plenty of evidence, overwhelming evidence to back it up. And there's, as far as all these facts I'm reading off throughout the year, these are facts with bukus of evidence. They're undeniable. They have so much evidence backing them. Okay, so February 7th, President Trump fires EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland and National Security Council advisor Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, both who testified against the president during the impeachment trial. Imagine that. You didn't agree with me. You're fired. February 9th, sorry. February 9th, Parasite makes history, becoming the first film on blah. Sorry, having much trouble speaking today for some reason. Parasite, the movie, makes history in becoming the first film in a language other than English to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. The South Korean film wins 4 Oscars overall, including Best Director and Best Original Screenplay. Huh. Haven't
That
seen
I
that
did not
actually.
remember.
Have you seen that movie?
I have not, but I'm gonna have to look at it
I don't
now.
either. Apparently, we suck and a little behind the times because it won. So yeah, that's worth a watch later. February 11th, Bernie Sanders wins the New Hampshire primary. Joe Biden finishes fifth behind Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, and Elizabeth Warren. The World the World Health Organization names coronavirus COVID-19.
So
Uh,
February 11th,
yep.
they designated as the 19th strain of the COVID virus that
No,
we
no, no,
know
no,
of.
no, no, no. It was novel coronavirus from the year 2019 when it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that weeked out some confusion.
that's all right. February 18th, President Trump pardons former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, Blagojevich, however you pronounce that. who attempted to sell Barack Obama's former Senate seat when he was elected president. Yeah, let's pardon that guy because, you know, law and order and stuff. And stuff. Jesus. All right, let's see. Where am I at? That was February 18th. So let's move on to February 22nd. Bernie Sanders cruises to victory in Nevada caucus after winning huge numbers from members of the Culinary Union, the state's largest labor union. I guarantee there's a lot of people in the culinary arts in Vegas and in Nevada in general. I mean, lots of good food out there. Let's see, February 23rd, it's that day. Ahmaud Arbery is shot and killed while jogging in Georgia. Now, right away, I know I've got two groups that are probably seething at me at this point. One of you, I understand because I'm upset with you. The other side is pissed off because, well, quite frankly, they are either ignorant of reality or they have something wrong with them. So again, I won't delve into that too deeply right now. I think that's bullshit, guys. I think that sucks. And that's my opinion. And opinions, again, everyone is entitled to. That one's mine. All right. So February 24th, President Trump tweets, "The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA." And this is a quote directly from him. "The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. And stock market starting to look very good to me as Dow Jones falls 1,000 points."
1,000 points.
Yeah. All right. So this is a direct quote from the president here, guys, from a tweet he sent out. "The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA." And in February, it was when everything started to spread like crazy. Um, and the stock market is starting to look very good to me when at that time the Dow Jones fell 1,000 points.
Now, see, I can understand trying to, trying to keep people from panicking. But at the same time, do not lie.
Well, according to some, what I would consider to be cult members, he has never lied in his life. He has never. Um, I know, I got somebody there. Just they're pissed
I
off.
tell you what. I tell you what. If you can provide me empirical evidence that he's never lied, not once,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I will shave clean on air.
Well, I don't think you have any worries there, Josh. I
I
think you'll be
don't either.
fine. I don't think we're gonna see the handsome beard of my co-host. And for those of you listening, Josh has a. Well, have you measured your beard lately, Josh? Do you know what it's out to?
It's down to, I think, a foot.
Okay, so my co-host has a foot long beard. For those of you who don't have the video of this right now, um, that he is in no danger of losing at this moment, as I see. Um, all right,
The
so
challenge is out there.
and like I said, for those of you who are just pissed off, seething right now, oh, this guy's an asshole. He's a quiet. He just won't. Remember, I warned you. It's gonna be a rough day. It's gonna be a rough day. And I ain't even got to it yet. So just, like settle in and I'll try my best to be cordial, but no promises.
Buckle up, kids.
Yep. So let's move on. February 26th, 5 people are killed in mass shooting in the Molson Coors Beverage Company in Milwaukee. Also, the House of Representatives passes an anti-lynching legislation. All right.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Because, as unfortunate as it is, we need that.
And it's sad that we do.
Yeah. So let's see. February 29th, Joe Biden crushes the competition in the South Carolina primary after receiving an endorsement from Representative Jim Clyburn. February 29th. Also, sorry, the next three are February 29th, or that one and the next two. Sorry. So Joe Biden was the first one. Also on February 29th, first coronavirus death reported in the U.S. through earlier though earlier deaths will be reported later. Now, right away, I know there's some people, see, they lied, they didn't know. No, that's just it. Intentionally deceiving someone is way different from not having all the information yet. It's not they lied. They gave you the information they had and told you what they found out later. That's not that they lied. It's just that they gave you more information.
Exactly.
Two thoughts, one more than a lot of people seem to be able to handle for some reason. um, let's see. Also on February 29th, the U.S. and Taliban reach a conditional peace agreement. Hey, not bad. So, and we're finally out of that's month two, guys. We just got out of month two of the year. So let's ride into March here. Let's see where we get to.
Car's already on fire, dude.
Do I?
I said this car's already on fire.
Oh God, it's a rolling dumpster fire down a hill heading toward a moat of shit. That's that's what it is. Uh, and there's children and things in the way. It's a shit show. Let's see. March 1st, Pete Buttigieg drops out of the presidential race, endorses Joe Biden.
Damn.
March 2nd, MSNBC host Chris Matthews resigns abruptly after criticism of sexist comments and comparing Bernie Sanders' campaign to the Nazi invasion of France. Amy Klobuchar drops out of the presidential race and endorses Biden. So, again, see, look, I'm going to be fair. There are problems on the other side of that. Again, to equate the two is a false equivalency, but there are problems on both sides of the political aisle. One of which being that this strange cancel culture, and I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm in no way agreeing with Chris Matthews there, but the fact that he couldn't just realize he was wrong, get better, and move on from that because people wouldn't have it. They were just, his life's over. You might as well kill him, basically, or his whole future. Even though he's an older gentleman, but some of that's a little no, some of that's absolutely friggin' ridiculous as well. But again, like I say, I'm fair. I know that now. I know I got another group that's just pissed off and seething right now. I didn't say it was going to be good for you either, so I'm sorry. I just call it as I see it, and that's just how I see it. March 3rd, Biden shocks his presidential primary rivals with stunning victories in 10 states on Super Tuesday, putting him in the driver's seat for the Democrat presidential nomination. At least 25 people are killed after 13 tornadoes strike Nashville area. And I remember that just because my brother-in-law, who has been on the show before, actually lives in Nashville, and he's all right, by the way. But yeah, that was another. If it wasn't one thing, then nature just threw a turd at us in 2020 several times. Actually, we'll get to the other ones about the end of this when hurricane season gets there, I'm sure. Let's see. March 4th. By the way, guys, we're still in the first week of March. And there goes some dogs above my head, losing their minds and running through the house. All right. Can you hear that on your end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You tell people, can you please, try to keep it down? They know I'm recording an episode down here. Oh, I'll make as much noise as possible. Let the dogs run through the hall. Sorry, sorry. Now I got a whole nother group pissed off because I know they're going to listen to this, and I know when it gets to that point, they're going to be like, "You were an asshole in your podcast the other day." Hey, shoe fits. Wear it. I love you guys, though. I do. I love them, but I get on their nerves, so it's only fair that they get on mine every now and again, right? So let's see. March 4th, Michael Bloomberg drops out of the presidential race, endorses Biden. March 5th, Elizabeth Warren drops out of the presidential race, does not endorse Biden or Sanders. She just washed her hands of it. March 9th, Italy places itself on nationwide quarantine to slow the spread of coronavirus. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunges more than 2,000 points. So, because things are shutting down, and they should. I know. All right, so
Still okay though. It's still all right.
yeah, don't worry. In April, when it warms up, it's just gonna go away.
You can't take the heat.
Yeah, well, just for those of you who again are living under a rock, today, as we're recording this, is January 9th, 2021, and coronavirus is definitely more prevalent than it has been yet. Like, it is definitely still a thing, definitely still around, and still sucks. All right. So,
May I?
sure, go ahead.
As of 9 p.m. yesterday, the United States of America leads the world in coronavirus cases.
Yes, because we got to be number one.
Oh, yeah. 21,447,670 confirmed cases.
Fake news. Somebody's screaming out.
The next hardest hit country is India, the most populous country on earth, with 10.5 million.
So, just out of morbid curiosity, where are you getting that from? CDC?
World Health Organization.
Oh, okay. So I'm sure somebody out there like, oh, bullshit, fake news. Again, facts. Doesn't matter if you like them. Doesn't make them not true. All right. Let's see. March 9th, Italy places itself on a nationwide quarantine to slow the spread of the coronavirus. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunges more than 2,000 points. I think I've already read that one. Sorry. So March 11th. Oh, wow. What are the odds? March 11th, the World Health Organization declares coronavirus outbreak a pandemic. Also, the NBA suspends its season after Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert, I think it's Gobert, tests positive for the coronavirus. Let's see. E3 2020 video game conference is canceled. Harvey Weinstein is sentenced to 23 years in prison for being a sleazy piece of shit. Tom Hanks announces. Oh, sorry. That, by the way, the Daily News didn't say he was a sleazy piece of shit. I did. Tom Hanks announced he and wife Rita Wilson test positive for coronavirus. I remember when Tom Hanks had it, or that was on the news. Oh, let's see. March 12th, the Dow Jones Industrial Average falls more than 2,300 points after the U.S. bans travel from the Schengen area in Europe. Schengen. I don't know. Schengen. Yeah, no idea. But yeah, they ban travel. Major League Baseball suspends spring training and announces season will be delayed because of coronavirus. The NHL and Major League Soccer suspend seasons. PGA, LPGA tours cancel several upcoming events. Broadway shows are suspended. And also, somewhere in March there, me and Josh get furloughed. and we also put out an episode during that. I think we put out our first episode around March. I'm not sure. Sorry, I should know this, but
I don't remember.
I'm not looking it up right now. I'm sure you can see it. Um, so hey, one good thing happened in March through all that shit. We started. we and I'm sure at this point somebody's like, "Yeah, that was the shittiest thing that happened." That was just, all right. If you
Well,
think
you're
that,
well.
do what?
I said they're welcome.
Yep, indeed. You know, if you think we're the worst thing that happened in 2020, wow, your priorities are screwed.
Big old
Um,
rock.
March 13th, President Trump declares coronavirus a national emergency. Hmm. Breonna Taylor is shot but it's under control. Sorry, Breonna Taylor is shot and killed by police in Louisville. Again, not good.
No.
Mount Everest and the Louvre, the mountain near it, are closed due to coronavirus pandemic. Mount Everest is closed. Like,
I didn't know that. There's no air up there.
yeah, I mean, I guess the base camp around where a lot of people go. I understand that's probably what they're talking about. It's closed, but yeah, like initially, you're just thinking, how many damn people are up there? Like, thought it was kind of
It,
hard to get there. That was,
it's not a trail you can just hike up and be done.
yeah. I don't think it's your leisurely day walk. It's usually a little rough.
Yeah.
Sorry, but what they were talking about is that I'm pretty sure that the area around it where many people visit and travel. So, also Boston Marathon is postponed. Let's see, March 14th, Spain goes into nationwide coronavirus lockdown. March 15th, New York orders public schools. Excuse me. New York orders public schools closed. Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden have one-on-one debate without audience. So let's see, March 16th, the Dow Jones Industrial Average falls by 2,997.1, the largest single day point drop ever amid the ongoing coronavirus outbreak. Actor Idris Elba announces he tested positive for coronavirus, and there goes the dogs again. Every time. We can't get a podcast out without these dogs. I'm sorry, guys. Amazing. I'll wait for it to end. I think they're done. All right. Actor. Nope. Now we're going to have people. I hope she knows she's on this episode. Actor Idris Elba announces he tests positive for coronavirus. Bars and restaurants in New York are ordered closed. March 17th, NCAA cancels men's and women's college basketball championship tournament. Brooklyn Nets star Kevin Durant tests positive for coronavirus. Guys, we're only in the middle of month 3 of 2020. That's where we're at in this timeline. That's like a normal year's worth of shit already, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, we could get off right now and just call it a shitty year. Just
yeah,
be like,
but
it's you got to take the bad with the good. But oh no, no, no,
well,
it's March.
yeah, God. Hmm. All right, let's see.
It's like the old.
I swear, are they moving furniture above my head? It's like, every time I tell people that, you know, please, a little peace and quiet for a little while. Nope, nope, can't handle it. Can't. All right. We're going to have to pause this episode, I'm pretty sure. So, all right, folks, we're going to take a little break so I can hopefully get things in order around here, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about the interruption there, folks, which it wasn't long for you, I'm sure. Matter of what, a second? For us, it's been, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And I'm sure there will still be some background noise from my end, everyone. And I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do with that. People live here, things happen. Um, so while we were on our break, I went ahead and opened up the CDC website. In the U.S., total cases, and this is reported to the CDC since January 21st, 2020, and it was updated today, January 9th, 2021, at 1:46 p.m. Total cases 21 in the U.S. 21,853,491, and that's plus since the last it reported 314,093 new cases. Okay, total deaths in the U.S. 367,652. That is awful.
It is.
That is awful. So yeah, coronavirus still now very much being just terrible. It's actually worse than it's been. Of course, I got people stomping above me now. After I just took a break, try to get them to settle. Can't do it every time. Now I got dogs barking, people moving.
I could go get my clogs and do a demonstration.
I mean, it's like that commercial where they're clogging. Have you seen that? I don't even know what the commercial is, but or what it's for, but it's like a family just tapping or clogging up above. I don't know if it's like a real estate commercial or what, but it's one I've seen recently. Sorry. Anyway, so I don't remember where I was. It was in the middle of March. I know that. So let's go to March 20th. March 20th, worldwide coronavirus death toll passes 10,000 and 10,000 on March 20th. Tom Brady signs contract with Tampa Bay Buccaneers after 20 seasons with the New England Patriots. All right, everybody. I ain't gonna quite piss off that crowd yet, but yeah. IRS announces tax day is postponed until July 15th. Governor Andrew Cuomo issues stay-at-home order for New York. And let's see. All right, March 22nd. Senator Rand Paul and Harvey Weinstein test positive for coronavirus. Not together, I don't think. Pretty sure that's just a coincidence. March 24th, the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo are suspended until 2021. So, hey, that's coming this year. Excuse me. India and United Kingdom go into lockdown. Trump tweets, oh, this is March 24th still. Let's see. Trump tweets that the quote cure cannot be quote worse than the problem itself, end quote, and calls for the country. What?
What did you say?
I said President Trump tweets that quote, or that the quote cure, end quote, cannot be quote worse than the problem itself, end quote, and calls for the country to reopen on Easter Sunday because it's just going to go away. Remember, Josh, we got some audio listeners. Say what, use your words. Use your words.
I'm trying to let that soak in.
Mind boggling, isn't it? It's, oh, also on March 24th, FBI agents shoot dead man suspected of shoot dead man. All right, let me just read this. FBI agents shoot dead man suspected of plotting attack on Missouri hospital. I'm pretty sure they meant to say they shot him dead. a man suspected of plotting attack on Missouri hospital treating coronavirus patients. New York passes 20,000 coronavirus cases. So, come a long way and not in a good direction.
No.
Um, let's see. March 26th, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson diagnosed with coronavirus. Global cases pass 500,000. And you still got that World Health Organization pulled up there, Josh?
I do. When did it pass 500,000?
Let's see. March 26th.
Okay.
Globally. What's it at now globally?
January 9th globally,
Yep.
87.5 million.
How many?
87.5 million.
Exponentially bigger. Um, the U. Wow. Also on March 26th, the U.S. passes China and Italy in the number of cases, and passes 1,000 deaths because we got to be number one at everything. Ugh. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being unpatriotic here. I love America, and I do want us to succeed. But being number one at everything isn't always a good thing. Like being last in this scenario would have been the greatest thing. But even though Josh brought up a good point while we were on break, though, we'll go ahead and throw in here. You know, you said we have, what is it? Nearly a quarter of the world's case, the entire world's cases of coronavirus currently, and we're sixth in population in the world. Is that correct?
We are. Out of 87 million, we hold roughly just about 22 million confirmed cases.
God, that is
We are
terrible.
one of the most sanitary countries on earth. We have some of the most advanced healthcare on earth, and we fully hold a quarter of the world's cases of coronavirus. It blows my mind.
It, it's terrible. So, again, that was back in March 26th. The global was 500,000. In the U.S., had 1,000 deaths. Um, let's see, March 27th. Excuse me. March 27th, House and Senate passed coronavirus relief and stimulus bill, which includes expanded unemployment benefits and cash payments to those eligible. One person is killed in a fire in a subway car in Harlem. Hmm.
Mm.
So, in the same day, you get one bit of good news and a turd just to finish it off. But
Yep.
but that stimulus was, you know, very much needed. And sorry to jump so far in the timeline, but recently we got another one that was very much needed. But we haven't had one except for that one since the one they're talking about here. Because I guess screw the people is their mentality. I don't know. Um, and because of political bickering back and forth. Let's see. Let's go to March 30th. Hospital ship USNS U.S. Naval ship Comfort arrives in New York. March 31st. New York passes 75,000 total coronavirus cases. The U.S. Navy Captain Brett Crozier, I believe is how you pronounce it, asked for help from the Pentagon after coronavirus outbreak aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt after the ship docks in Guam because so many sailors had contracted COVID. Uh, docks in Guam, U.S. passes China in number of coronavirus deaths. And China has significantly more people, and that's where it started. And no, not in a lab or, some grand conspiracy, which we might also hop on today if we have time. These wild conspiracy theories me and Josh have heard throughout the year. Um,
Lord.
Careful, Josh. Our reptilian overlords might hear us, and the Illuminati might be tuning in.
You don't talk about Grand Vizier Spibble like that.
Well, everybody knows, like you said, Kennedy shot first. And
He did. We can put a whole episode on that, but we're not going to do that right now because
uh,
people ain't ready.
sorry, everyone. Oh man, goodness. Um, gotta laugh to keep from crying when you're reading this shitty of news. April 2nd, number of coronavirus cases worldwide passed 1 million. More than 6.6 million workers file for unemployment in the U.S. But at least we're in April, finally.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Can't get no worse. It's only going to get better.
yeah, yeah. It's no worse than the flu, he said. Oh, sorry. Hard not to hard. It's right there. And I will get there, everyone who's just like sitting at the edge of the seat, just like do it already, good. But I will get there. Just yeah, let me get through this first. I promise. If not in this episode, we will cover it. We will hit it. I promise. So, and I'm sure I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. But you know what? Feel free. We will. If you disagree with us, feel free to come on the show. We would love to have you, and we would love to discuss this with you. Um, and just because we disagree doesn't mean again that we don't like you or we hate you or anything of that nature. A matter of fact, one of my dearest friends in the whole world, him and I won't mention him because I haven't talked to him about it, and I don't want him to be surprised by this or get anything from other people. But one of my dearest friends growing up, like a brother to me, just like my boy Josh here. Um, Me and him disagree on a lot of this politically, and I might think he's crazy as shit at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, I still love him. He's still my one of my best friends in the world. He's still my brother. I ain't. It ain't. It don't have to be that way. You can disagree, and that's another thing that people just can't grasp. It seems today, you don't have to agree with someone to get at least get along or be civil, be a human being. But that's another topic. All right, sorry, trying not to run down these rabbit holes, but they keep popping up. um by the way, Josh, I do want to remind you, when you talk it'll show your video screen. So
Oh,
yeah. so,
yeah.
so I can see you right now, but even on the video, it'll pop back and forth between us. So like when I'm talking, it'll show me, and when you're talking, it'll show you. So make some noise if you want people to see you on the video side. And the audio listeners, remember, we have some people have no video, so don't forget to use your words. Use your words.
Yeah, I got to use your words. They're the greatest. They're probably the greatest in the history of words.
Yeah, he's got words. He's got the best words.
I
He's
got
very well educated. Very well.
extensive vocabulary.
Did you get a Trump University? Like, what did you get? Sorry. Oh, God. Rabbit holes. Rabbit holes. You got to help me
That was
maintain,
well
brother.
learned.
Oh, okay. So April 5th. April 5th. White House recommends people wear masks while in public. All right. April 5th. The White House recommends people wear masks while in public. Now,
4 months.
everybody who knows what,
4 months.
mm-hmm, everybody
Mm.
who knows what has happened and transpired since then, the White House, Donald Trump's White House, recommends people wear masks while in public on April 5th. All right. April 6th, Boris Johnson hospitalized because of coronavirus. April 8th, Bernie Sanders drops out of presidential race, clearing the way for Biden to win the Democratic nomination. April 10th, U.S. becomes the first country to report 2,000 coronavirus deaths in a single day, because number one, again, we got to be. Uh, April 13th, IRS begins sending stimulus checks to Americans. April 14th. All right. All right. All right. Are you following this? You remember what I just said?
Oh
Happened
yeah.
on what what happened on April 5th? The White House recommends people wear public masks in public, because that's what the World Health Organization would tell people to do, and CDC and so on. Uh, on here, April 14th, President Trump announces U.S. will not fund World Health Organization.
Oh good God.
Now, I'm sure someone out there, "Oh, it's lying, fake news. No, 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 that happened. This is how flip floppy we've gone. Oh, and there's these people again. All right, April 15th, armed demonstrators protest Michigan's coronavirus lockdown measures.
We do what we want. You can't tell us what to do. If we want to die, we'll die. And damn it, we'll die as Americans. We'll die
Fine,
as idiots.
fine. Go die, but don't bring anyone else with you because we don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, it's a simple thing. It's like having different levels of DEF CON. Instead of going the 5 levels of DEF CON, you got two. Get a mask. Wear the fucking mask.
I mean,
Oh man, the people dropping dead all around me. Oh, it's put on fucking mask day. It's
uh,
not difficult.
but I can't breathe in my mask, and I gotta make up some bullshit. I'm just gonna go right out of my ass talking about things I don't understand, like breathing carbon dioxide and how the mask don't work because I listen to some other idiot who doesn't know anything. Uh, Rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
it's not the best to breathe through one of these masks. Me and Kevin work in the automotive industry, and I promise it is like sucking on a wet rag all damn day. But still, that's better than not being able to breathe.
Or
And
I mean, hey, the alternative, dying, it sounds
yeah,
quite a bit worse. I'm just saying,
it really does.
or even getting the virus. You don't. I mean, not necessarily dying from it, but getting me sick and getting the people I love sick and putting them in danger.
yeah, yeah. I've
Hmm,
said it before. I'm not scared to get the virus. What I'm terrified of is to give it to somebody who can't fight it.
exactly. But hmm, logic and stuff. Logic. All right. April 18th. At least 23 people are killed in several shootings and fires set by man impersonating a Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer in Nova Scotia.
And Dudley Do Right went on a detour.
Oh, I don't
I
know what
can't
that's
help
all
but
about,
see.
eh?
I can't help
Sorry.
but see
Oh, I'm
Brendan.
just pissing off Canada now. Love you, Canada. Love you.
Can't help but see Brendan Fraser just running around setting fires and shit. That's
I don't
terrible.
know. Did he? Was there like a
Oh, it's
moose? Was there a
crazy.
moose? Was there a moose that was like, "Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat"?
Flying
Wow.
squirrel running around dropping matches.
All right. Sorry. So we had to put a little light on that. That is terrible. Dude killed 23 people.
Yeah.
Asshole. Uh, let's see. April 20th, Mayor de Blasio announces parades scheduled for June are canceled. Probably a good call.
Yeah, I'd
Let's
say
see
so.
here. April 23rd, the Cincinnati Bengals select LSU quarterback Joe Burrow for first overall in the NFL draft, which is held remotely. April 24th, U.S. passes 50,000 total coronavirus deaths. Mm. That was in April. Today, we're at 367,652. Just to give you an idea of where things have gone since this shit. All right. Let's see. And all right, so we're in May now. We finally hit May. Finally hit May. Insurgents, including several Americans, attempt to infiltrate Venezuela and start an armed uprising, but are quickly captured. Hmm. Way to fail and way to be dumb. Like what? uh, you know, you can't write this shit. It's so stupid. it's oh, all right. May 5th, video showing Ahmaud Arbery's killing is leaked. Terrible. May 7th, Gregory and Travis McMichael and are charged with murder in Aubrey case. Department of Justice drops case against Michael Flynn, who had pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI during an investigation conducted by Robert Mueller. You know, because when you got the Justice DOJ working for you, and you don't want to be you want to be a sleazy crook. Anyway, see, these are facts, but with all the bullshit and emotional thinking that has gone on with a lot of the right wingers this year has been insane. This was looked right over. That right there is an earth shattering event for most years. This year it was just a blip, not even a blip on the radar. Most people have forgotten about this by now. They forgot about Robert Mueller and all of that. So who is Robert Mueller, also being a Republican, by the way. But even then, we can't listen to him because another rabbit hole. You see, they're everywhere. Like there's so many things that has just spiked me this year with. Uh, Let me move on before I dive into that rabbit hole. It's hard. It's hard. May 8th, U.S. unemployment hits 14.7%. Let's see. May 15th, worldwide coronavirus deaths passed 300,000. Worldwide. We've passed that in the U.S. now, alone. And that was in May. May 21st, William Bryan, the man who filmed Aubrey's death, is also charged with murder. And then, all right, so May was
Well, now here's a question for you. You said he videotaped the murder.
Have you seen the tape?
I have not seen the tape.
I wouldn't recommend watching it. Honestly, nobody needs to see that shit. But I would research that a little bit and look at that and see what happened there. But May 25th here was when George Floyd was killed by a police officer in Minneapolis, sparking protests against police brutality and racial injustice. Protests, rioting, and looting follow. Now, being that as it may, the majority. Now, I know there's a lot of people losing their mind about this. Sorry, don't care about your opinion on this. Fact is, most of that, not all, most of that were peaceful protests. And everybody lost their mind about it. On the right, anyway. So, May 28th, coronavirus cases in the U.S. pass 100,000. Minneapolis Police Department abandons third precinct, which is burned down by rioters. See, again, not all. There were problems. There were people doing things they shouldn't have been doing. But you know what? If they don't have a reason, they don't do this. Usually, even if they're wrong about the reason they're doing it, sometimes that is the case. Like we've seen recently, and we'll get to that. But overall, to compare the two is a fallacy of false equivalency. as far as protesters and rioters, because there have been just exponential amounts more peaceful protests than there have been rioters and things of that nature when it came to the George Floyd case worldwide. All right. And for the right reasons, in my opinion. That part is opinion. All right, May 29th, CNN Center in Atlanta is damaged during protests over killing of George Floyd. Again, these are just people, they're pointing out the worst cases because that's what makes the news on this. Twitter places content warnings on posts made by Donald Trump encouraging violence against protesters. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. This is the president of the United States that we're talking about.
The leader of the free world.
Wow. May 30th. Hey, again, even in a shit year, something good has to happen. SpaceX launches two U.S. astronauts to the International Space Station on May 30th. Uh, so, hey, something good.
Yeah, I think we hit on that in the last podcast we did before this one. They were the first two launched from the United States
Mm-hmm.
into the shuttle program.
Yep. Yep. That was so a big achievement. Way to go. Sorry it didn't get more of the spotlight, but in such a shitty year. Oh, May 31st. President Trump announces plan to designate Antifa a domestic terrorist group. Antifa, whoever they are, because they're, you've seen so many of them somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why not? Oh, given recent events, folks, that's outright it's hilarious. All right, all right. So May, we got through May. We got through May. We're almost to the halfway point. We're in June. Okay, June 1st. Protesters are cleared from Lafayette Park in Washington, D.C., with pepper spray and rubber bullets prior to Trump walking from the White House to a nearby church for a photo op. Fact, don't care if you like it, that's what happened. He holding a Bible. And someone asked him, is that your Bible? It's a Bible. I'm pretty sure he's never cracked open. uh let's see. Now that's an assumption. That part I don't know for sure. But
Well, I know there's a
him
lot of
holding
people.
it as a prop and doing, yeah, he did that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people that believe he'd burn right through the pew if he tried to sit down.
I don't know. Yeah, let's see. June 3rd. Three fired Minneapolis police officers are charged with aiding and abetting murder in their role in the George Floyd's death. Let's see. June 4th. Two Buffalo police officers are suspended and later charged with assault after shoving a 75-year-old protester to the ground and leading to the man's hospitalization with a head injury. All right. Now, see, here's the disconnect we have here. We have people who are noticeably upset with police for doing things like this, and then you have people who are, I support the police, and usually are criminals themselves. Here's the deal, though. Generally, yes, the police are a good thing to have. I appreciate the work that they do. But of course, when you have things like this happening all the time in mass numbers, it's not a good thing. Most police officers agree that this is not a good thing. And of course, it only takes one asshole, one guy to be a total piece of shit to ruin something for everyone else in any situation, no matter what organization you're in, policing, it doesn't matter anything,
I
you know.
agree.
Now, again, that now I'm not making the a few bad apples because there's something systemically wrong or systematically, I'm not sure which word, wrong with the way that things are handled in this country regarding certain policing. Now, as far as a way to fix that, I'm not 100% on that myself right now. I will leave that up to the powers that be, and or actually, I'll leave that up to the American people. You know, seeing as how this is supposed to be a government for, of, and by the people, which some people have forgotten about. Most people that are saying those words right now are the ones I'm trying to hint at here. Um, you know, it's not just that America's great when it fits your bias or your political influence. It's great because we have differences and we work through them usually. Anyway, rabbit hole. Sorry. June 5th, Joe Biden reaches a minimum delegate amount to secure a Democratic nomination for president. June 7th, demonstrators pull down the statue of the 17th century slaver Edward Colston in England and throw it into a nearby harbor. Didn't happen in America. Now, not saying that it doesn't matter, this didn't happen in America. Plenty
Right.
of people in America are losing their mind over it, or losing their mind over it. Um, just a fact, no opinion shared there. All right. June 9th, Cops, the TV show Cops is canceled after 31 years on the air. Man, I like Cops. didn't didn't necessarily like a lot of what they did there. That showed what was wrong with the system, but at least it showed you what was wrong with the system. Um. Anyway, June 10th, the U.S. becomes the first country to reach 2 million coronavirus cases. NASCAR bans display of Confederate flag. Oh,
Oh yeah.
ah, I know somebody's out there like, no, 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 it ain't nice car. Oh, get over it. Get over it. Get over it. I'm a Southern man with, and unfortunately, I have ancestors that were in the Confederate Army and all of this. Not a good. I don't care. Good. I'm glad it's gone. That the Confederacy lost. Okay, and good, good. Get over it. It's over. It's over. It's been over for a while. It's not coming back, and for good reason. All right, moving on. June 12th, Richard Brooks is shot and killed by police in a Wendy's parking lot in Atlanta. The restaurant is burned down the next day. The shooter is later charged with murder, and his partner is charged with aggravated assault. You know what? I hate that the Wendy's got burnt down, but if this shit wouldn't keep happening, these people wouldn't constantly be this pissed to where they feel they have to do things like this. Not justifying it. It's still wrong. But again, something sparks these things. It ain't like they just let's go burn down a Wendy's. No. No. It's this constant thing happening and no one listening or doing anything about it. And now, this is where they feel they have to turn, unfortunately. And again, there's that rabbit hole. June 15th, Supreme Court rules employers cannot discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity. Good. Get over it, people. I don't care. It shouldn't matter what you identify as. You should not be discriminated against because of it. And if you don't agree, well, then you're just, I mean, you can disagree with me, guys. I want you to know that. You can disagree with me. You just be wrong. Okay. All right. So June 16th, North Korea cuts off communication with South Korea after destroying the Inter Korean Liaison Office.
Whoopsie.
June 18th, Supreme Court rules in favor of deferred action for DACA, basically. Good. Good. Some people would disagree. Some people are wrong.
What is DACA again?
The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program for non-citizens. I don't want to say his name on the show because again I haven't talked to him, but a friend that we used to work with was on DACA. Is He immigrated from Mexico.
Okay.
Very good program. You know, gives opportunity where it wouldn't have been otherwise. Helps a lot of people. Doesn't put them in cages. Sorry, rabbit hole. um, June 20th, President Trump holds a sparsely attended rally in Tulsa after the event was moved to no longer occur on Juneteenth. Yeah, the one that rally he had that no one showed up to except for like what like a handful of folks. U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman, who was investigating can't speak today. Rudy Giuliani is fired. Imagine that. You investigating my lawyer, you're fired.
It's over. So you're like the worst investigator
June 23rd, former National Security Advisor John Bolton publishes The Room Where It Happened, a memoir about his time in the Trump White House, which includes allegations of misconduct by the president.
ever.
Imagine that.
No, surely not. That's
Oh
the
no.
president.
Oh no. Now, I don't know. Did they happen? Here's my answer. Listen closely, because I know you're going to try to throw a lot of words in my mouth or warp it in whatever way fits your ridiculous bias. Some of you, um, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it happened as far as the allegations, but given the evidence, it's very plausible. Very, very plausible. Okay, not saying it did happen, just plausible and actually probable. All right. Let's see. Also, on June 23rd, New York holds primary elections, and Ron Jeremy is charged with raping 3 women and sexually assaulting another. Ron Jeremy, is that porn star guy that was on like so many shows back
Well,
in the day? I don't even
yeah.
know.
How the
Yeah,
hell did he get in the news, man? I thought he was dead.
I don't know. I've never seen any of his films. I just remember
Don't
seeing some
don't.
guy getting interviewed on some show I was watching. It was
His
not.
nickname was the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I remember seeing him on an interview with someone on some show that was like he. I remember not a very attractive man. He talked about being a porn star, and I was just like, what are they talking about? And then it took a while for me to figure out that's who they were talking about was the porn star. All right. I guess he's been up to no good. I'm not sure. I don't know what happened in that. um, June 26th, Whole Foods workers are sent home for wearing Black Lives Matter face masks. Why?
Now wait, they were wearing face masks,
They were wearing Black Lives Matter's face masks. Yeah.
but it was.
But they were sent home for what? For what?
I don't know. That sounds like a rabbit hole to me.
Yeah. Hard not to dive in that right now. June
Just about to take
28th.
my shoes off. I'm ready to go.
Do what?
I'm about to take my shoes off. I'm ready to dive.
I'm getting there, man. Like I say, a lot of this is reliving a bunch of shit, and it's just oof, hard not to just lose your mind. All right, so June 28th, coronavirus cases passed 10 million worldwide. July 2nd, excuse me, July 2nd, let's see, Ghislaine Maxwell and the British socialite accused of accused of supplying Jeffrey Epstein with underage sex trafficking victims is has been arrested in New Hampshire. I'm sorry, I about couldn't get that one out. I'm so on edge I can't even talk or read anymore. All right, July 3rd, two police officers in Aurora, Colorado, are fired after one resigns. The the three had taken and shared photos reenacting a chokehold used in the death of Elijah McClain. Stupid is what that is. Just
That's terrible.
July 4th. Bars reopen in England as lockdown restrictions are eased.
On July 4th.
Hooray beer. Yeah, in England. In England.
Oh, happy treason day.
uh, so all right, we're to July, and that's as far as this site goes. As far as the NewYorkDailyNews.com is what this is on, guys. You can go look it up. Just wanted to cite them just in case anybody loses their mind over it later. That's where I was getting this information and what I was reading off of. And also the CDC website, cdc.gov. Now, in July, my life got a little interesting. So, I won't mention the name of where I work, me and Josh. But interesting events unfolded for me personally on July 13th when I received a layoff letter. Oh, by the way, so we were furloughed until June. We went back in June, I think, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I believe.
Either May or
Yep.
June. End of May, beginning of June. I'm not sure. Um, so we went back to work. And on July 13th, I received a layoff letter that stated that I would be laid off on September 30th, 2020. Yeah. Came out of nowhere. Didn't know it was coming. Completely shocked. My managers were completely shocked. The decision came from literally another country. I won't mention anything else about it or anybody's names for obvious reasons because I'll get there. All right. So they gave me till September 30th to it was supposed to be my last day. So, of course, great timing, everyone, right in the middle of a pandemic and all this stuff going on that I just read off of the news has gone on all year, and other things in my own personal life and locally and other things like that. And then so just immediately was like, you know what, screw it. I'm not gonna wait until September 30th. It's too close to the holidays. And with this all going on, I gotta look for a job. I gotta look for another job. So I went and looked for another job, found another job. Won't say where, just because reasons. Reasons. Um, and so I turned in. I told them, I was going to work a notice with the place I work now. Hard not to say it. And so I turned in my 2-week notice on August 2nd, 2020. Now, the last day of that notice, the last day, it was like a Friday, and then the next Monday I was supposed to start this new job. I got a call from someone working in HR where I work, asking me if I would. So sorry. I should have prefaced this whole story with me and Josh worked together in the same location at where we work back in January, and I got a new job, but at the same place where we work in February or the end of January, early February, and then went through the furlough and then came back just to be laid off basically. And so a lot of management who are at where we work caught wind of it and honestly saved my ass. And I owe a lot to those folks and I appreciate them. So if they listen to the show, you know who you are. Thank you very much. You were amazing people. A lot of people in management lost their minds about it. Not really lost their minds about it, but were pissed off as I was about it and fought for me. And the last day of this notice, that Friday, they HR called me and asked me if I would stay, but I would just go back to the job that I was on before, working on. Well, I won't say what, but working where I was before when I was working with Josh and everything. So, so yeah, I took that. So I then had to call the job I had just gotten and tell them, sorry, I won't be there, which was nerve wracking. And I'm sorry to those folks about that, but it was just the better option for me at the time. And thankfully I had an option. So, um, so yeah, that happened. And then few months, like, let's see, a few months go by and I get a call from the boss I had when I took the other job in January, February, asking me if I would come back. And I was like, yeah, as long as I don't get another one of those letters, which I was assured wouldn't happen. So now I'm back in that job, strangely enough, and on first shift, which is, it has been a year, ladies and gentlemen. Not I mean, definitely for everyone in that public. I know there's people dealing with way worse than what I had to deal with, by the way. I'm not tooting my own horn here. Like, but that's just a little glimpse of what's going on in my personal life this year, or this past year. So so that happened. And luckily I'm still at the place where me and Josh work, which I can't say for obvious policy reasons and whatnot. And if I have, I will have to edit that out later. I don't think I let it slip there, did I, Josh?
I don't think so.
Just know it's not. I don't work in any top secret facility, in Wuhan. Conspiracy theorists, calm down. Most businesses of the size of business that we work at has a policy against uh, putting anything about them anywhere. So ours is one of those. So I won't mention it. But for those of you who worked there in management who saved my ass. Thank you. I appreciate you. You were awesome folks, and I enjoy working for you, and I will do my best for you. All right. Now, moving on out of my shit. Um, so there's a lot there, like a half a year's worth of shit, but it's more recent than most of you remember, and most of you are tired of this by now, just as I am, and are ready to watch me dive into a few rabbit holes and lose my mind or listen to me do it, and Josh as well. So we'll hop off of that and hop into more recent things. Of course, in November we had an election, and we where Joe Biden defeated incumbent President Donald Trump. Of course, now we got people losing their minds about how it was a rigged election. They're trying to steal it. Yeah, no, but no evidence to back that up. Like, fact is, he lost, and he's the world's most sore loser. Donald Trump being, um, just sorry, it's just how it is. I'm not. And so already this year, Josh, I'll let you go since I've been rattling on this whole time, and I can't really speak clearly anymore because you know emotions at the moment. Um, I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell the folks what's already happened this year, because I mean I'm sure they know, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and bring that up. Like, by the way, guys, today is January 9th. We're 9 days into this year, 2021.
9 days.
Yep.
We made it 6 days without anything going crazy shit, house Mexico or anything, however you want to call it. Uh, then we had a group of protesters storm the United States Capitol.
Wait. What kind of what? What protesters? The
Trump protesters,
Oh, no. They
or
weren't Trump protesters.
Trump supporters. Sorry,
Bingo.
got to use the right words. Stormed the United States Capitol, the U.S. Capitol. Probably the most well guarded building on Earth.
Or at
At
least it should be.
it should be. Um, Now, I'm not taking away anybody's right to peaceful assembly, peaceful protest, anything like that. But when you gather up sticks, bats, guns, this, that, and the other, and you start breaking things in a government building,
Windows.
windows, take pictures of yourself sitting in Pelosi's office, people are going to start asking questions. And they're not going to be asking nice questions. The United States Secret Service is not in the habit of being polite per se, and they do not like it when federal buildings are infiltrated on such a scale. Now, I'm not sure quite the number of people that got in.
It was a
I'm not.
lot.
But it was on the day that they were, see if I get this right, they were confirming Biden's election,
Mm-hmm.
that he had won,
Mm-hmm.
that he would become the new president January 20th.
Right.
11 days from now. There's a lot of shit that can happen in 11 days, and I am scared to death to say that.
Yeah.
Uh, last year's, if last year had a soundtrack, it would be 12 months of Sam Kinison screaming into the microphone.
That's
I
fairly
mean,
accurate.
if
I
it,
love
if
Sam.
2020 was a scented candle, it'd be an outhouse on fire. But you know, as bad as last year was, we have the opportunity now to make this year better. And so far, we're track record's not so good. I'm not claiming one side or the other. I try to step back and choose, the best for the country. Because I'm an American first and foremost. I don't consider myself Republican or Democrat. But if one is better than the other, I will pick who I think is better. Uh, I will not tell you who I voted for, uh, but I sincerely hope that Biden lives up to all the hopes and dreams that we've placed on him. Um, a lot of people thought Trump was going to be our savior. Well, see how that's going.
Yeah, not I.
I try really hard to give everybody an equal chance. You know, whether or not you like or hate him, I don't
Sure.
care. We as a country voted for him,
Well,
and this
well,
is his.
actually, most of us didn't, but
Well,
but
no, I'm not
he
talking
was
about
he
Trump.
was elected fairly. I'll give him that
Yeah, I'm
to the
not even talking
electoral
about
college.
Trump now. I'm talking about Biden.
Oh,
You
okay, then yeah.
love him or hate him. I don't care if you think he's a dementia patient. I don't care if you think that he sniffs little people. I don't
No
care.
more, no more than the current president, anyway. Correct.
Yeah, uh, you know, he deserves a chance, and we voted to give him that chance. And that's one of my great fears is that every belief we have, every moral standpoint, I guess you could say,
Hmm.
every major freedom we have is never more than one generation away from extinction.
That's true. That's true.
And we as a people have to make sure it stays the way it needs to stay.
Well, not only that it stays the way it needs to stay, but progresses in the way that it needs to progress as well.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of the trouble I'm seeing is the stagnant old belief system that is fallacious and immoral and illogical as it is. People clinging to in desperation. For what reason? It doesn't even benefit them to cling on to this most of the time. But the good ones, I understand that we all agree are American values that we cleave to. But at the same time, some things rooted in history need to change, and I understand change is scary for a lot of folks. But if things don't change, they never get any better.
No. Some things need to change. Some things need to die.
Yeah,
You
some
know,
things, including um, lying to the American people when you work and were elected by and for the American people constantly.
you
Um,
know,
the spreading of bullshit just by people in general, which I understand you ain't never going to eliminate that completely, but there's two sides of the coin. I mentioned this in the logical fallacies episode we did. Uh, there are people who care about what's true in reality that we all share and have to live in. Then there's people who care about what makes them feel good or fits their narrative or their bias or some bullshit. It doesn't matter. I care about what's true because that's what affects all of us. And if you are going out of your way to either deceive or you know go out and just propagate bullshit to people, then you're wrong. Stop. Now, there's two schools of thought on this. There is extreme skepticism, as it's been called. There's people who are skeptical of everything. Um, for example, you could tell them shit stinks and they wouldn't believe you, even if you're holding your head over a turd. Yeah, it's just it stinks. It stinks like shit. It's shit. I understand. So, and then you got people who are on the opposite end of that spectrum who are super open minded but never question anything. They're just, oh yeah, I heard this. That's how stupid shit gets started. Like, oh, this I heard this from Wuhan. It ain't no worse than the flu or any other stupid shit that the president has claimed, and all of this. Not just the president, but a lot of his supporters. Masks don't work. All this bullshit that's just been flying around lately. That's has no bearing in reality. You're doing no one any good. You're doing a disservice to people. Actually, you're almost committing a crime. I'm not sure, but that's that's almost a crime because what you say has consequences in reality sometimes, especially when you're a government official. But you know, that's where I'm at. Um, there's a fine in between there that most people just need to get to that I mentioned that we're at earlier. I'm skeptical, but I'm open minded. I don't just not believe a claim because someone said it, but I also don't just believe a claim because someone said it either. I hear the claim, I weigh the evidence, and by evidence, of course, I mean empirical evidence to see what supports the claim or doesn't, or what evidence is against the claim. Or if there's an astounding lack of evidence, then I'm probably not going to buy it, just given if it were true, there should be a mile of evidence to back these things up. And the burden of proof lies with the person making the claim. I've heard a lot of I'm sorry, shouldn't say that word, ridiculous claims this year, ridiculous ass claims this year that have been supported by no evidence at all, no reality, nothing, nothing. And the burden of proof lies with the person making the claim. So every claim I've heard when I've asked for evidence and got none, of course there ain't none because it's bullshit. People talking right out of the side of their neck, just making up bullshit or regurgitating bullshit that some other asshole said and probably messing it up. So if you're one of those people, stop. Just stop. Just stop. I got this really dumbass thing I like to do called thinking. And critical thinking skills is essential for this country to move forward in a direction that is beneficial for everyone living in it. Now, I'm sure I've got people pissed off, but I told you at the beginning of this, it's not going to be a good day for you. And also, it's just the facts. It's just the
Exactly.
facts. It's just the facts. I'm not out to piss you off. I'm out to potentially help you, make you think a little bit about things.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get to the root of this stuff we're talking about here, guys.
And not for nothing else, if in the course of our podcast and our discussions and this and that and the other, we do piss you off, so be it.
Yeah,
But at least it got you thinking.
yeah,
And if we can get you to step away from that sheep mentality that plagues people, then we've done our job.
indeed. And that's an interesting uh, verbiage there, choice of words. I agree with you 100%, but as well as I do, you have heard the exact people we're talking about use those words before, and that's another thing. It's just a pet peeve of mine. It's starting to just crawl up my spine a little too much. Now, most people who use claims like that, like you're being a sheep, most of you saying that, not us, not all of you, but the most of you that I've heard anyway. I can't say most of you because I actually don't know that, so I'm sorry. Most people I've heard anyway, most people that I've talked to who have used that choice of words are the exact people who are complete hypocrites and are completely following everything that their grand orange leader says. It's insane. Like this cult of personality that's gone on with this president is unreal. And I don't know what else to call it because all all evidence I see is cult-like mentality. There's no other way to describe it. And it ain't just because of a political bias or party bias of this. As a person, he is a narcissistic con man and always has been before he even got into the political realm. Facts. Facts. This is not new news or anything of the sort. This is not me just being, oh yeah, bro, snowflake. Yeah, no. Most of the and that's another one. Like, if you are a hardcore Trump supporter, right wing nut, you are no longer allowed to call anyone a snowflake because y'all are some of the most weak individuals, the most whiny little bitches I've ever heard in my life. Like, my God. Just, well, they never gave him a chance. Yeah, we did. We gave him as much of a chance as y'all ever gave Obama. You don't like that, but it's true. Now, that's just how it is. I'm sorry. I know I got people just like I know I got people in my own family pissed at this point. I'm sorry. I still love you. I'll still talk to you. You may be pissed and probably won't want to talk to me, but that's the difference between us. See, I care about what's true and I care about you even if I disagree with you, and I don't think that just because we disagree that I have to hate you. That's what you're thinking right now. You see what I'm saying? Like most people, they hear me say something, they're like, "He's just an asshole," and then they have to go console themselves because they're little snowflakes, and they talked about your Fuhrer. The Fuhrer. Get over it. Get over it. Get... Sorry, there's my little rant.
The simple fact of the matter is that life goes on.
Sure.
And
And
whatever's
and
going to
here's the
happen.
thing for everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Jeff. Here's another thing. I don't agree with everything the left does either. Some of them are crazy as hell. This cancel culture bullshit going on right now, I'm not a fan of. There are problems on both sides. I agree with that. But to say they're equal in any way, shape, or form is a false equivalency fallacy. It's not even close. One of these things is not like the other. Do you see what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Here's my opinion on this. It's just my opinion. This is where I stand on it. Donald Trump cares about Donald Trump. Me. He's a narcissist, in my opinion. when you are elected for a government office for of and by the people, your first job should be taking care of the people. Now, do I think Joe Biden's a perfect guy? No. Sure, he has his flaws, but whose best interest does he have at heart? In my opinion, it's the American people, and he has at least said and shown so in his words and actions throughout his career. Now, do I agree with everything he says or does? No, no. But do I think he has at least in the like? All right, so it's like George Bush. Did I agree with everything he said or did? No, definitely not. But even he, I think in his mind, even if I think he might have been incorrect about it, had the country's best interest in mind. He might have been wrong about it, sure. And so might Biden. But at least they had the best interest of the country in mind and the people in it, which is what should matter. In my opinion, Trump has never had that. He's never cared about anything or anyone but number one himself. Now, that's my opinion, of course. Shared by I'm willing to bet many. And if you disagree, fine. But that doesn't mean that I don't love you, that I don't care about you, that I won't talk to you, or that I have to hate you. None of that is the case. It just means that we share a difference of opinion. And I'm open to talking about it. And I'm also open minded to you could convince me that I was wrong about that. But not right now because there's no one talking to me because they're all too busy being pissed off because they disagree. Get over it. Let's have the conversation. I mean, where's the world at right now? I don't remember people used to could disagree about things, but be the best of friends. What happened to that? What happened? Why? Why can't we just not agree to disagree? Because that's an immature thing that people do to try to get out of an argument or when they don't want to fix anything and it doesn't help anything. But why can't we just maybe talk about it and at the end of the day still disagree, but still have respect for one another? Why? Why can't we do that? I think we can if you let it happen. What do you think, Dutch?
I believe it 100%. You know, people are never going to agree 100%. That's the beauty of democracy. You can have different things, but at the end of the day, respect each other.
Sure.
We're all Americans. We're all countrymen. You know,
Well, even beyond that, here's the thing from a scientific standpoint. The great astronomer Carl Sagan put it best. You know, when he talked about Earth being the pale blue dot that it is, we're all on this speck. Everything you've ever seen, done, all that, everything, everyone you've ever known, everybody in your ancestry, every living thing you've ever heard of has all been on that tiny little speck that we all share. So, in the grand scheme of things, aren't all of these disagreements and grievances minuscule as well? Should be. Should be. We all have to share this little speck we call Earth, the spaceship Earth we're all riding right now. We all have to live on this planet together, and we are the ones who are going to decide whether it's a good life to live or not. You know, I mean but it's up to us. Now I'm not claiming that we're the caretakers of Earth, and neither did Carl Sagan, by the way, who I'm a fan of. But he was right. We are all here on this planet together, and we will decide what our outcome is as far as our actions and what consequences they have. But on that note, Josh, tell me. So, all right. Oh, well, let's get to something good. We've been bitching, ranting, and moaning this whole show. at least something good happened at the beginning of this year, even while you know everything else is going crazy. My good friend Josh and I took a trip to go hunting, camping, and fishing at a place called Jordan Lake here in North Carolina, which is beautiful. Josh, you
It
want to tell
really
people
is.
about it?
Oh, it's paradise. It's a wonderful place to go. If you ever get the chance, you should. It's game land as far as you can see. Jordan Lake itself is beautiful.
And you got the North Carolina State Parks there as well, and has beautiful campsites that uh, me and Josh actually spent a little time fishing there at our campsite right there at the edge of the lake. And somebody with a big old beard got him some catfish.
You ain't did that, lucky bastard.
But it was a good time. It was a good time. I highly recommend if you ever, have the means or have the notion or into that kind of thing, give it a shot. We enjoyed our time there. Have to go back soon.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think we need to kind of wind it up here. We will continue this discussion further in future episodes. But until next time, I know a lot of things I've said might be resonating in your head, pissing you off right now. But if you really listen to what I told you or what I said, it shouldn't. And even if it does, I hope that doesn't mean that you have to hate me. And if it does, so be it. Like I said at the beginning of this, I warned you. This might be rough for some of you, and you can disagree with me. You just be wrong, and that's a little arrogant. I know. I don't mean that sincerely, at least not 100%, but kind of. uh, but until next time, stay good to one another, even if you disagree with one another. Remember what really matters in this world, and bickering or being your mind being like a steel trap where you can't hear anybody else's opinion is not a good place to live in. It's not a free country at that point. It's not a free mental space at that point either. Josh, you want to say goodbye to the folks?
Thank you for listening to us. As always, we're back. And
Yeah, we promise we'll put out another episode before the next 9 months or so, whatever long it's been.
yeah, you can always reach us at the root of all stuff at gmail.com. We're on Facebook at the root of all stuff.
Yep. Yep. Feel free to contact us anytime. We'd love to hear what you guys want to hear about, or if any of you want to be on the show, give us a shout out. We will try to work in what we can. Like I say, we're here for basically your entertainment as well as ours. So everybody have a good rest of this week anyway. Well, what is starting the week coming, and hopefully we'll have another episode out within this month. I hope, if not for February for sure. And take care of yourselves. And I understand that a lot of you are going through trying times right now, and I empathize with you. And I hope things get better for you. Um, Understand that a lot of people are losing loved ones. A lot of people are having hard times in other ways, not just corona virus. And even though, that's still very prominent. And, I hope things get better. I hope 2021 turns around. Josh, I think, yelled Jumanji on New Year's Eve to
Yes,
get us
I
out of
did.
this. Did you?
Yes, I did.
So hopefully we're out of the game now. But uh, may take some time and there may be some lasting effects. But everybody, take care of yourselves, be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you soon.